What's up, Much Music? Sade here, and I'm here with immaculately dressed and incredibly talented Raja Kumari.
Who got the juice, 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 juice? Got a billion mothers that always got my back. If you wanna come at the queen, you better plan your attack.
I really wanted to, first of all, talk about your name because for me, I feel like names are so powerful and they really kind of set up the life you're gonna live. So I want to talk a little bit about the meaning of your name and how it's played a role in your life.
Yes, definitely, especially in my culture, like the names are very important. So my name, like my actual government name is Sveta, which means pure white light. But in the course of making my music and kind of diverting from my classical dance training and like coming into my own, when I discovered hip hop, everyone used to call me Indian Princess, like in the ciphers. They'd be like, pass it to IP. So I was like, okay, if you want to call me that, then let's do it in Sanskrit. So that's Raja Kumari, which means daughter of the king, which made me feel connected to the spirituality of the whole mission. So daughter of the king of kings. But Raja Kumari, if you separate it, Raja means king. So I was like, every man should call me king.
Ooh, I like that. Okay.
Even at 14, I was spicy.
And all the men were like, yeah, I mean, you're given that energy. So.
I mean, it definitely helped cut through. Because I also felt like it was something that was already in the collective psyche. So like, if in olden times, my name would have been like Rajakumari Sweta. So people like already knew the name.
I love that. And I think I also wanted to ask about the name of your label, like Goddess Records, because I looked at the name, I was like, oh, this is...
Godmother.
Godmother, sorry, yeah.
Yeah, so I was like, gotta keep God first and be a mother to the Kumari kids, which are, all the artists and young girls that I've met along the way that I feel I can inspire, through my life or through, music education, music infrastructure that I'm developing in India. And it's just become a big part of my life. And I went independent after 7 years with major labels. And this is my first independent project, first full length. And no features, so this is a really important time.
I was watching your story before you got here, and you were singing your song NRI. And the lyric was, America don't love me because I'm Indian AF.
But I changed it in the story. I said, that's why I said, now America loves me because I'm Indian AF. I was just, things have changed.
Things have changed, initially, what made you feel that way?
I think dealing with the major labels, I think like when I first got into, the first system, the Sony Epic system, it was like, oh, Indian girls don't behave like this. Or like, if you don't wear the bindi, I'll give you triple the budget for your video.
Yeah.
And then, I got into another system, which was supposed to be for Indian artists. Like it was, India, Mass Appeal India. And then it was like, oh, I just want to make sure you don't look too Indian in the video. So it's like, I can't deal with all of this. It just became something, that didn't really make sense.
Yeah, and it was just hard to kind of be like, to be too much of one thing or not being able to just be who you are and that be it.
And I think I also had like in India, like they would be like, she's just an NRI, like she's just here to take from us. And like if I did something that no one else had done, they wouldn't like give the credit to me because I'm American.
Right.
But I'm like, but they're not giving me credit either. Like someone let me through.
Let me in.
Let me in.
Wait, so NRI, what does that stand for?
It means non-resident Indian.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and it's something that they kind of throw around as like an insult, so I just wanted to claim it back.
Yeah.
And I just made this like ridiculous song that was just the craziest thing about that video was I was in America in January 2020. I had just signed a Mass Appeal.
Right.
When I saw Nas, and I ended up like shooting the scenes of me walking in Beverly Hills just on a random morning. And my friend was there, and I was like, let's just shoot it. Got that outfit together, strutted down Beverly Hills, no permits, nothing, guerrilla style. And then the world shut down, March 14th, 2020.
Yeah.
And I was in India, and my parents were like, you have no choice. You're not gonna like see this through.
Right.
No one can come into the country if you get sick, so you have to leave. So I had 24 hours notice. And in the morning, 6 a.m., I called like my team and I was like, let's just film NRI because I have half of it. And we filmed it from like 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. and I was on a flight by 4 p.m. that day.
Wow.
So like when you watch that video, then the whole world was shut down.
Yeah.
So that was my first single with Mass Appeal and I just happened to have the video done like it just happened.
Yeah.
It was like the last thing.
That's alignment.
It was crazy. Yeah.
And then even being the first female rapper signed to Mass Appeal Records with Nas. Were you a fan of Nas beforehand?
Of course. I have a specific memory of listening to One Mic, like in my room, like very young, at like the genesis of me understanding hip hop when I was listening to like the Fugees and memorizing like every lyric to that song and like feeling it.
Yeah.
I think I even bought a t-shirt once that said all I need is one mic. So it's kind of manifestation miracles. And that was a really important time. Like I feel like every time I'm at a point in my career where I'm not sure where it's supposed to go, I have these like pivotal kind of moments. And signing to the top 5 Dead or Alive was validation on another level.
And were you able to gain any knowledge from Nas himself?
Of course.
Or what kind of conversations were you guys
Yeah, I mean, like I think when I first signed to him, it was right before the pandemic. So I feel like we got to have like these like longer kind of talks, like these cultural exchanges during that time because shows weren't happening. He was home, I was home, so I got like a lot of
just on your couch, casually zooming with Nas, popcorn in your hand.
I've had some incredible experiences like that, and I always just think that I've been given this, moment to gain wisdom, from some of the most like important people on earth. I've had these experiences with them, and I'm just like happy about it. Whatever it is. Like, I am the only female he's ever signed.
Yeah. And it's like, to this day, he's like, hasn't found anyone else.
I mean, whoever's the second, I bless them, but I love that. It's like, it's in my pedigree now.
Yeah.
So.
It's like, hi, I'm Raja. By the way, I'm the first and only female Nas has ever signed.
I thank him for that. Because, now I have this, this cosign.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So what is your vision for this label? Like, who are the type of people you think you'd want to bring on to this team?
So I feel like with Godmother, the reason it was created was in India, I was seeing like how the patriarchy was like so tough, and it really kept me in my hyper masculine space where I had to like cut through. And if you listen to my music for some time, there were songs like Karma and Shook that were like these very aggressive records, because I felt like, when you get what you manifest, what are you willing to do to protect it? But through time, through therapy, through relaxing, I've found the power in my sacred feminine, and that's like the receiving and the calmness. I felt there needed to be a safe space for women in music. And for me, my father immigrated to America in the 70s. I was born in America and I lived near Los Angeles. So I had access to so many different creatives. I was at the table with Grammy Award winners and, I got to experience them. And it just makes me think like, my dad didn't take that flight, what would have been my opportunities? And there's no difference between me and the young, hip hop artists that I've been mentoring and helping. There's a project called Dharavi Dream Project, and it's a hip hop school in the slums of Mumbai. Wow. And I've given them some equipment so I can help build the studio, and I just feel like these types of things need to be done. And if somebody coming out of India, like a young girl, went through these education infrastructure I'm setting up and goes through Godmother and wins a Grammy, that would be more of a legacy for me.
If aliens are out there,
okay, they are.
They're around. They're among us. One came up to you today. Imagine you just walk outside, the aliens come up to you. They say, "Who are you?" How would you describe yourself and your music to an alien?
I am the daughter of the King of Kings and descendant of Bharadwaj. I carry the blood of the ancients, and I am a vessel of the goddess. And through my vocal cords, I can open the heart chakras of many, and I am the bridge from east to west and from ancient to future, and music is the bridge between us and God.
Wow. That's the most beautiful thing I think I've ever heard in my entire life.
They would understand me. They'd be like,
they would. Mm-hmm.
Take me to your leader. I am the leader.
I just told you who I am. Yeah, that's incredible, because I think a lot of people forget who they are. You'd ask someone, they'd be like, well, I work here. These are my children. This is my father. This is what I look like. This is my race. This is my sex. This is my... And they can't describe who they are without those labels. So.
I forgot all of those labels.
Right?
I was just like, I am what I am.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm happy my life has brought me to a place where I can live in this alternate universe.
Right.
I mean, who's to say which one's the real one? But for me, I just try to stay away from, things that don't align with me.
Right. Yeah, it's all a game.
And I'm, I understand the aliens because I believe in the, I studied ancient religion.
Right.
And if you watch Ancient Aliens, like the professor that's talking about Hinduism, like he was one of my mentors. So it's like, I was studying this prior to the show.
Right.
So, you want to talk about aliens, we can go.
Once these cameras are cut, I'm gonna ask you so many questions because
I'll draw diagrams and maps. I'm here.
Yeah, because I'm super into just ancient religions and just
vitrification of the exactly.
Yeah. See, we're gonna get into it later. Sorry, guys, you're not gonna
That's
be here for
another
this
show.
one. That's another show.
Subscribe.
Stay tuned. Subscribe. $10 per episode.